I'm 20, learning credit game tremendously. Let's go. That's what I'm talking about. These early birds. Why is this all funky? Funky, funky, funky. Okay. My score is 750. How can I get to 800? Ooh, good question. So you're at a 750 credit score. What else? Who else, right? Comment your credit scores below, right? I'm showing you my credit scores. What do your credit scores look like? So if you're at a 750 credit score and you're trying to get into the 800 club, there's two things that you really want to focus on. Number one is in dropping your credit usage between 1 to 5%, right? So for me, for my 843, 850, 841 credit score, I have a 1% credit usage. Many times it's a 0% credit usage. And then number two is your average credit age. So statistically speaking, right, to get into the 800 club, your average credit age should be above 5 years. So it's not your oldest credit card or your oldest account, but it's the average between all of your active accounts. That should be above 5 years, statistically speaking, okay? Because I know there's someone out there that's gonna be like, yo, Leo, that is total cap. I got an 850 credit score, one credit card, and I've only had credit history for 1 month. I know there's those kind of people out there. I'm not talking about those one-off situations, those outliers, those exceptions. I'm talking about overall, statistically. If you want to get the highest chance possible to get into the 800 club, yeah, and you're around the 750, drop your credit usage between 1 to 5%, and then increase your average age to above 5 years. And you can accelerate your credit age by adding a trade line. If you add a trade line that's 10 years old, 15, 20 years old, it can increase your credit age in 30 to 60 days. Okay, so that's a way to accelerate the process if that's the only thing you're lacking to get you into the 800 club. Is that helpful? Does that make sense? So if you're around a 750 score, this should make sense for you trying to get into the 800 club, right? Okay. What are good credit cards for his first and second card? So your first card, a great starter credit card is either Capital One Quicksilver or Discover It. Those are two great starter cards. After you get your first credit card, honestly, if you can, what I recommend is trying to go for your second card, try to go for a Chase credit card. Because Chase and American Express, those are the two best credit cards to have, or the two best banks for credit cards when it comes to points, rewards, cashback, 0% interest, and protection. So the second card I would try to go for is Chase because they have a hard 5 and 24 rule. Do you know about the 5 and 24 rule? So the 5 and 24 rule with Chase, it's a hard rule. Even if you have like a perfect credit score, an 850 credit score. Okay, so in the last 24 months, right, the last 2 years, if you applied and it got approved for 5 credit cards, okay, and your sixth application within those 24 months, you're trying to apply for a Chase credit card, you will automatically get denied. Okay? Comment wow if you didn't know that. Okay? It's called the Chase 5 and 24 rule. So again, in the last 24 months, if you got approved for 5 credit cards, and then you try and go and apply for a Chase credit card, which is going to be your sixth credit card within 24 months, you will automatically get denied. Again, even if you have a beautiful credit score like mine, 843, 850, and 841, boom, you'll get denied. So to avoid that from happening, that's why I would recommend, like, for your second card, if you can go for the Chase Freedom Flex or the Chase Freedom Unlimited, those are two phenomenal starter credit cards, entry-level credit cards with Chase. The Freedom Flex will give you like 5% cash back on rotating categories. The Freedom Unlimited will give you 1.5% cash back on any categories, unlimited. So those, and there's no annual fees to those cards as well. Then you could go into the Chase trifecta, right? If you want to start racking up a massive amount of credit card points, especially Chase points, you can do the Chase trifecta, which is the Freedom Flex, Freedom Unlimited, and the Chase Sapphire card. That's if you want to maximize and gain the most amount of points, per dollar spent with Chase. That way you can start travel hacking and travel for free. Okay, so with the Freedom Flex, you're going to get 5% cash back or 5x points per dollar spent. And once you max out those categories with that card, then you're going to use the Freedom Unlimited to get 1.5 points per dollar spent, unlimited, right? So you're going to use those two cards to rack up the points. Then you want to transfer your points to the Chase Sapphire card to get more value out of the points. So if you have the Chase Sapphire Preferred, you'll get 25% more value on those points. If you have the Chase Sapphire Reserve, which is their premium card, you'll get 50% more value on your points. So, in simple terms, let's say you accumulated 100,000 points between your Freedom Flex and Freedom Unlimited, and now if you transfer it to your Sapphire Preferred, it'll be worth basically 125,000 points. Or if you have the Sapphire Reserve, your 100,000 points would be worth 150,000 points. So that's why they call it the Chase trifecta. Now there's also an Amex trifecta and a Citi trifecta as well. Does that make sense? Does that help? I need help to fix my credit. Let me help you out, okay? If you want me and my team to do the work for you because you don't want to do it yourself, please schedule a free consult. Click the link on my page. My team will text you, give you the whole spiel, got a 90-day guarantee. If everything sounds good and gravy to you, let's go. Let us help you out. Let us do the work for you. That way you can keep doing what you do best, and we'll do what we do best for you, okay? That's only if you want me and my team to do the work and you don't want to do it yourself. Excuse me. What is the best card for rewards and cash back? So to be honest, the best one's going to be the one that suits you the best, right? That's what the best one is. So that's why I have 55 cards, okay? There's not one credit card that's going to have all the benefits as all these 55 cards have. If that was the case, I would only have one credit card and not 55, right? So one thing is that you need to get the card that suits your lifestyle, suits your expenses. That's going to be the best one where you can get the best cash back. Right? So, for example, if a good portion of your spend is groceries and dining, well, the American Express Gold Card is probably going to be the best suit for you because you're going to get 4x points per dollar spent on dining and grocery purchase. Does that make sense? Now, if you don't do too much spending, but you still want to get cash back, then, a better card might be the Citi Custom Cash or the Chase Freedom Flex, because they give you 5% cash back per category each quarter. So the first quarter, the first 3 months of the year, for grocery purchase, you'll get 5% cash back up to a certain amount. Normally it's like $1,500. The second quarter, which is what we're rolling into now, it's going to be 5% cash back on gas purchase. Okay, so that's how those 5% cash back cards work. I'm pre-approved for all 3 cards for Chase Trifecta. Should I get them all at once? Good question. Unfortunately, Chase has a lot of strict rules. So if you want to go for the Chase Trifecta, you won't be able to apply for all 3 Chase credit cards at the same time or within 30 days. They have this hard rule. Basically, you can only apply for 1 Chase credit card every 30 days. So if you try to apply for all 3, you might get approved for 1 and then denied for the other 2, or you might get denied for all 3 because you're trying to apply for multiple at once. So be careful of that. Don't shoot yourself in the foot. I was told if you transfer a balance between cards, it will show card payoff at the end of the month. Yes, that's called circulating your debt. So you can circulate your debt to report a 0% credit usage, but you have to know how to do that. You need to know when your statement date is between the 2 cards, and you want to pay off the balance between the 2 cards before their statement date arrives. Does that make sense? So that way it can report a 0% usage, and that's how you can circulate your debt to report a 0% credit usage to help improve your score. Now, that's just a temporary solution to help improve your score. That way you can go back and maybe apply for a personal loan that has a lower interest rates in your credit cards, transfer your credit card debt with the high interest rates to this personal loan that has low interest rates. So that way it can help you pay off your debt faster, things like that. It's just a temporary solution, for that transition. Because if you have a high credit usage, a high balance on your credit cards, and you try to apply for a loan or a 0% credit card, most likely they'll deny you because you have a high balance, right? So if you can circulate the debt to show a low balance, low credit usage, that'll help improve your score and increase your approval odds to get those low interest rate loans or 0% cards. That way you can pay off your debt faster, right? Those are just a couple of ideas, obviously. I just got approved for the Amex Blue Cash every day. Let's go. Do you provide help with repo that is recent? Most definitely. Yeah. I talk about those stories all the time. I help someone with their repo. was a $18,000 charged off repo that reported to their credit, and it dropped their score 166 points. Now, the thing is, if you pay off that $18,000 repo or whatever the balance is on your repo, that does not help improve your score. Okay, comment wow if you didn't know that. If you pay off your repo or charged off account or even collection account, that does not help improve your score. Okay, so if your number one goal is to improve your score, one of the first steps you should take, in my opinion, is to dispute it and delete it off your credit. That's what helps improve your score. Because this is what happens 9 out of 10 times, okay? 9 out of 10 times. If you pay off a repo, a collection account, or a charged off account, yes, it'll report a 0% balance, but the fact that the negative account is still recording and reporting on your credit, that's what hurts your score. That's what holds it back from going up, okay? So dispute and delete it off your credit. When it's no longer reporting on your credit, that's what's gonna help your score soar, and also it's gonna help your credit history, especially if you got a repo reporting on your credit, and then if you try to go to a dealership and apply for another auto loan, they check your history and they see that you have a repo on your record. That's a big red flag. It's a high risk for them. Most likely they'll deny you for another auto loan. And if they do approve you, they'll probably do in-house financing or like buy here, pay here, which they can easily charge you 20, 25, 30% in interest, and that's not worth it at that point, right? So to avoid that, if you dispute your repo and remove it off your credit, where it's no longer reporting your credit, and then you go to the dealership or the bank to apply for another auto loan, when they check your credit, they're not going to see that repo. They're not going to see that negative history, that negative, that negative history on an auto loan. So which means your approval odds are going to be a lot higher to get approved, okay? So you can either do that yourself or have someone like me and my team get the work done for you if you ain't got the time for that, right? If you got 5 kids, 5 jobs, and 5 companies you're working with, and you just don't have another minute in your day to learn something new, right, which is very vital to your next step in your life, that's where me and my team will come into play. We'll do the work for you if you want us to, right? I have 100% payment history. Sorry, guys. I have 100% payment history, 3 cards stuck at 3 credit cards stuck at 750 range, age 3 years. Do I need authorized user card? Okay. Thank you for that information. Thank you for sharing. So let me repeat that again. You have 100% payment history, 3 credit cards. You got a 750 credit score. Your credit age is 3 years. Do I need an authorized user? Well, it all depends on what you're trying to do. If you're trying to go from a 750 score to an 800 score, what is your credit usage percentage as well, right? So again, if you want to go from a 750 score to an 800 plus score, drop your credit usage between 1 to 5%, and then increase your average age to above 5 years. So if you're lacking in credit age, you're saying it's 3 years. So if you want to go from a 3-year average credit age to a 5-year credit age, the fastest way to do that is by adding a trade line, right? AKA authorized user. So adding yourself as an authorized user to someone else's credit card, you get to inherit that person's credit history, which gets added to yours to beef up your credit profile, to beef up your score. Does that make sense? So what I would probably do is talk to granny or grandpa, and if they have a credit card, maybe it's like a Hooters credit card or a Victoria's Secret credit card. I don't know, okay? I don't know what grandpa and grandma has these days, but if they have a credit card that's like 10 years old, never missed a payment on it, and they're always paying it off because they're penny pinchers and really good with their money, that would be an amazing one to add to your credit profile. If you add yourself as an authorized user to that card, and it's 10 years old with perfect payment history, that's what you're going to inherit. You're going to inherit 10 years of perfect payment history, 10 years of credit age, which will get added to your overall average age, thus helping to increase your average age, which means it's going to help increase your score. Okay? Credit usage is 4%. Beautiful. So this is the thing. When it comes to your credit usage category, according to FICO, in order to gain the maximum amount of points in that credit usage category, you want to drop it down to 1%. So if you're at a 750 with the 4% usage, drop it down to 1% or even 0% to help gain more points in that category. And then focus on the next one, which is increasing your average age to above 5 years. Now, if you have 3 credit cards, you want to have 5 to 7 statistically. 5 to 7 accounts. You don't have to have 5 to 7 credit cards, but 5 to 7 accounts that is recording and that are active onto your credit report. So if you have three credit cards, hopefully maybe you have like a personal loan or an auto loan or a mortgage loan. You want to have it between 5 to 7 accounts or more to help you to get into that 800 club. All right, sounds good. Woo! Let's see. I have put $2,600 on cards in the last 45 days with no improvement. What kind of improvement are you looking for? Thank you for the love. Thank you for the love. Domo arigato. How do we contact you? Just poke my face, and it should take you back to my page. Click the link on my page to schedule the free consult. Okay. When you schedule the consult, you get a text from my team, Ashton, Kath, and Raj. Those are the three that help me with the free consults, and they'll give you the whole breakdown of the repair program. See if it's a fit for you, if it makes sense for you, the different options, okay, and guarantees we have, 90-day guarantee. And if everything sounds Gucci, I'd love to work with you, okay? I'd love to do the work for you. That way we can help you improve your score, and then that way you can go after what you really want, right? Any advice to remove 3 credit card late payments? Yep, I have the 4 steps to do that, right? I have 2 active accounts. Can you recommend any accounts I should have? Well, again, everyone's goal is different, right? So, what is your goal? That's going to be my question, to be able to give you an answer for your lifestyle and your credit situation. Okay, so you have 2 active accounts. Cool. I mean, what's your credit score? What's your payment history? What's your credit usage? What are you trying to do with your credit, right? Are you just trying to get an auto loan? Are you just trying to get another credit card? Are you trying to get a new home? Are you trying to start a business and you need business funding? Those are all different scenarios and which require different strategies. Make sense? Navy Federal pledge loans. You have questions about a Navy Federal pledge loan? 5 to 7 cards, okay. Now, it doesn't have to be credit cards. Again, it doesn't have to be 5 to 7 credit cards, just 5 to 7 active accounts, okay? So you could have 3 credit cards, a personal loan or an auto loan, student loan, mortgage loan, just 5 active accounts that's recording and reporting on your credit. I'm 18 and I have a Discover student since July of last year, I'm assuming. And I have a score of 725. Which card next and when? Okay, so you've had that card for almost a year, I'm assuming, because you said since July. What's your next card? 725 score. So you must be tuning in. So for your second card, okay, what I would recommend is a Chase credit card, okay? Chase Freedom Flex or a Chase Freedom Unlimited. Why a Chase credit card? Because they have that hard 5 and 24 rule, okay? You want to get into Chase as soon as you can because they have the best point systems, rewards, and protection, okay? Chase and American Express, in my opinion. I'm a co-signer on a mortgage. Oh, wow. Does that affect me when I apply for a credit card for the first time? It can affect you in a positive way, actually. It can affect you in a positive way. Sometimes not negative, but it depends on how long you've had that mortgage, or if you had that mortgage, you co-signed for it, within the last 6 months, that might put a damper on your score and your approval odds when you're applying for a credit card because it's so new. But once that mortgage loan is over a year old, it's actually going to give you better credit history, better approval odds, and hopefully also a better score. So it just depends on how long you've had that mortgage, right? The longer you've had it, the more years you've had it, the more that it does help with your credit profile. But if it's within the first year, it kind of slows you down a bit. With the 3 credit cards, it is okay for me to get another card. Yeah, why not? Again, if you add yourself as an authorized user to someone else's credit card, that'll be 4, right? That'll be number 4. So if you add an authorized user, aka trade line, that's going to help increase your average age, and that's also going to help increase the number of accounts you have on your credit too. So you're kind of killing 2 birds with 1 stone by doing that. I have a personal loan at 5,000 and credit 1,000. How can I increase my credit to 700? Currently 689. Okay, gotcha. Okay, what's the balance on your credit card? Do you have a high balance or do you have a low balance? The lower the balance on your credit card, the higher your score goes, okay? So, general rule of thumb, um, you want to have a 10% balance on your credit cards. Okay, whatever your credit limit is. So your credit limit is $1,000, or I'm assuming your credit limit is $1,000, then you don't want more than $100 balance on that card, revolving over to the next month. That's what's going to help your score continue to soar. The lower the balance, the more you're rewarded with the higher score. And the cool thing is the balance on your loans, okay, the debt on your loans, that does not calculate into your credit usage. So if you have a $5,000 loan, personal loan, that $5,000 debt does not calculate into your credit usage. So it's not affecting your credit usage. Now, the balance on your credit cards, yes, that's contributing to your credit usage. That's why you want your credit card balance to be as low as possible. Okay? So I guess I'm asking if I have 5 credit cards, okay, because I want to add one AU and another personal. Boom, so that'll be 5. How can I boost my credit score? Do I pay it off completely before statement date? I'm kind of new. Yeah, so when it comes to the balance on your credit cards, right, in relationship to your credit score, normally if you're around like a 550 credit score, your credit usage is probably around 70%. If you're around a 650 credit score, then your credit usage is probably around 50%, right? So let's just say you're around a 650 score, your credit usage is around 50%. If you want to go from a 650 and start tapping in, start getting into the 700 club, you need to drop your credit usage to below 30%. That's just to tap into the 700 club, okay? If you want to get a solid 750 credit score, you need to keep dropping your credit usage, aka balance on your credit cards, to below 10% or around 10%. Does that make sense? Does that sound about right? So if you're around a 750 score, your credit usage is probably around 10%, right? Now, if you want to go from a 750 and get into the 800 club, okay, statistically speaking, your credit usage needs to be between 1 to 5%. So, that's how I answer the question. People are like, what kind of credit usage do you need to have for your credit score? Well, it just depends on what credit score you're going for. The lower the balance on your credit cards, the more you're rewarded with the higher score, right? Again, if you want to go for the 800 credit score, your credit usage needs to be between 1 to 5%. I was paying down to 0% cards. Now I pay down to 5 to 6%, score going up more. Yeah, for some people, you'll get rewarded more points, okay, when you have a small credit usage reporting versus a 0% credit usage reporting. So that's going to be a case-by-case situation. When you're talking about like a 1% difference with credit usage in relationship to your credit score, from my experience, for working with credit, repairing credit for the last 7 years, looking at over 20,000 people's credit profiles, that 1% difference is based on each individual person. So if you're going to go from a 1% credit usage to a 0% credit usage, some people may gain more points, others may lose points, and some might not see a change at all. So in my case, for my 843, 850, and 841 score, if I go from a 0% to a 1% or a 1% to a 0% credit usage, my score essentially stays the same. Now, for others, again, you may gain or lose points. So in order to figure that out, you need to test it out for yourself, for your credit profile, and see what's best for your credit profile, because everyone's credit profile is different. Does that make sense? Secured card, I have one that's maxed out, and I just got approved to another one and being sent out now. What do you mean being sent? Oh, the card is being sent out now? Cool. Congratulations. So if that secured card is maxed out, again, that's really hurting your score. The lower the balance, the higher your score. Okay, so normally with a secured card, the limit on that secured card is anywhere between $200 to $500, right? So let's just say your secured card limit is $200. Well, if you spend $100 on that card, which is not that much, okay, your credit usage is 50%, right? If you have a $200 limit card and your balance is $100, that's a 50% usage. You use up 50% of your limit. So if you have a 50% credit usage, that could cause you to be at a 650 credit score, right? So you want it to be below 30% to get into the 700 club. So again, if you have a $200 credit limit on your secured card, you want to be below 30%. 30% of $200 is what, $60. You don't want to have more than $60 on that card. So a simple way to do it, especially if you have a secured card or a credit card with a low limit, like a $200 or $500 limit, even maybe a $1,000 limit. Super simple thing to do, okay? Because when it comes to the nuts and butts of credit, it's just basically two things: making payments on time and keeping a low balance on your credit cards. So a simple thing to do, I like to keep my life simple, is just put one of your monthly subscription on the card, set it to auto pay directly to your check-ins account, done. You're getting payments on time every month because of the auto pay. You don't have to worry about how much or how little you need to spend on that card because you got one monthly subscription on there. You're killing it all, and it's gonna help your score soar. That's all you got to do, okay? Comment yes if that was a good idea for you, okay? Or if you have like credit cards that are just your old credit cards that you don't really use anymore because you got better and badder and Guccier cards, okay? Like I have 55 cards, right? Some of them I don't use too often. You could do the same idea. Put one of the monthly subscriptions on those cards, set it to auto pay directly to your check-ins account, okay? Don't set up your auto pay with another card, because if that card expires, you might get late payments, and you don't want to do that. I have a lot of recent charge-offs. Is it better to pay them off or try to get them removed? If you want to improve your score, yes. In my opinion, one of the first steps you should take is to dispute them and remove them off your credit report. That's what helps improve your score. Paying them off does not help improve your score because they don't get removed off your credit. So the balance on your charged off or collection account doesn't matter, guys, okay? Whether it's reporting a zero balance or an $18,000 balance or an $80,000 balance, the fact that it's a negative item, a negative account, right? That's reporting on your credit, that's what's hurting your credit. So disputing it with the bureaus and removing it off your credit where it's no longer reporting, that's what helps improve your score. Woo, facts. Okay, what about after 7 years? So yeah, your statute of limitations is 7 years, give or take a year, depending on the state you live in. Your collections, foreclosures, charge-offs, repos should technically fall off your credit after 7 years, but it's not guaranteed, right? Can you go into the 900s? 900s what? The maximum credit score you can get is an 850. A perfect credit score is an 850, which is what I have with TransUnion. Unless you're talking about auto scores, I know auto FICO scores go to 900 and also credit card FICO scores go to 900. But when it comes to your regular FICO scores, the maximum credit score you can get is an 850. What happens when you buy a trade line and it comes off in 2 months? How will it affect your score? So you're gonna uninherit that trade line, right? So whatever the track record is on that trade line, if it gets removed off your credit, then you're gonna uninherit that stats, right, from that trade line. So your score potentially will go back down to what it was before. Pre-approved for Amex, Blue Cash, and both Chase Freedom and Sapphire. Should I get one Chase and one Amex? Again, it all depends on what your goal is, okay? It all depends on what your goal is. I don't know if you were here earlier, but if you want to start accumulating points, right, massive amount of points, it might be a good idea to stick with one family, right? Do the Chase trifecta or the Amex trifecta. What cards can I get pre-approved for? American Express does a pre-approval process. I think Capital One does as well. My goal is to build a relationship with Amex. Beautiful. Yeah. So do the Amex trifecta. I can't get my credit score over 750. What can I do? Okay. So where's your score now? Um, with no score impact. I have Amex Gold. So you think I should get Amex Blue instead of Chase? Again, it just depends on what your goal is. What are you trying to do? Right? It just depends on what you're trying to do. There's different strategies for different things. If your only focus is to improve your score, it doesn't matter which credit card you apply for, right? But now, if you want to be more strategic and start accumulating credit card points, it's good to accumulate credit card points with one family. It becomes easier and more manageable. So if you want to try to do both, then yeah, I would stick with one family. Because this is the thing, when it comes to your credit score, it doesn't matter if you have a Chase credit card. Like, let's say it doesn't matter if you have 3 Chase credit cards and 0 Amex cards. Okay, that does not determine your credit score, right? Based on the credit cards you have with which bank. That does not determine your credit score, right? That's not a factor that the bureaus calculate to produce your credit score. So it doesn't matter what credit card. You could have a credit card with Victoria's Secret or a Hooters credit card or a Discount Tire credit card, right? When it comes to your credit score, that's not a factor that plays into your score. What can you do if all credit apps isn't giving you a score? Well, you can use one like this, right? This is the My FICO app, which shows all 3 of your credit scores. Actually, the My FICO app shows 44 FICO scores. You have 44 different FICO scores. So one of my favorite apps to monitor my credit or my look at my credit scores is the My FICO app because it shows all 44 FICO scores. Is it because I passed my credit limit even though I still pay in full in my balances? Did you ask a previous question? All right. I've been paying all my balances for my credit cards on time every month, but my scores still drop. Is it because I passed my credit limit even though I still I would have to look at it and see how it's reported. It just depends on how your balance is reporting with the credit bureaus. So it doesn't matter if you max out your credit card or spend more than what your credit limit is, as long as you pay off the balance before your statement date, that way it can report a 0% usage or a low credit usage, then you're okay. But if you max out your card or spend more than your credit limit and you don't pay it off by your statement date, then it's going to report a high usage, which will have a low score, which you'll have a low score. Make sense? After debt has wrote off, is same creditor able to keep account open? They shouldn't, but they do many times. Closing a credit card account with Wells Fargo but still paying the agreed amounts will affect my credit. Yep, closing credit cards tend to drop your score because you're going to lose all the history you've built with it, right? Whenever you close a credit card, it tends to drop your score because it goes from an open account to a closed account. Closed accounts get factored out of your score, which is why you can see a drop in your score. That's why, excuse me, guys. When you pay off a loan, like an auto loan, that's why you see your score drop because that loan goes from an open account to a closed account as soon as you pay it off, right? So congratulations, you paid off your auto loan, beautiful. But because now that loan has become a closed account, since you paid it off, closed account gets factored out of your score. So the age on that loan or that credit card, if you've had that credit card for 5 years and you close it, you're going to lose 5 years of credit age. Thus, it lowers your overall credit age, which means you're going to have a lower score. Now, you can compensate for that by adding a trade line, right? If you add a trade line that's just as old as that account that closed, you're replacing what you lost, so you could potentially recuperate the points that you lost, right? Regain the points that you lost. 0% credit utilization or 1% credit utilization. So I answered that question earlier. When you're talking about a 1% difference, right, in relationship to your score, if you're going from a 1% to a 0% usage or vice versa, that 1% difference is going to be based on each individual's credit profile. Okay, so for some people, you may gain more points, others may lose points, and some may not see a change. Okay, so you have to test it out for yourself, for your credit profile, and see what happens. Is this live? Yes, Keith Christ, or Keith Christ. This is live. A credit card on Amazon that I owe money on has the wrong SSN. Will that affect my credit score? A credit card on Amazon that I owe money on has the wrong SSN. A credit card on Amazon. What do you mean, a credit card on Amazon? What does that mean? You have an Amazon credit card? Or you have a credit card stored on your Amazon account. If you have a credit card that's assigned to a different SSN, then it's probably not even reporting on your credit. Okay, so I'm not sure if I'm answering your question correctly, but yeah, if you have a credit card and that credit card is tied to a different SSN, it's probably not even reporting on your credit. So it doesn't matter what happens to the balance on that card. If it's, tied to a different SSN than yours, it's probably not reporting on your credit. So even if that card goes to collections, it's not going to affect your credit because it's tied to someone else's SSN. Did I answer your question? How often can I ask for a balance increase? Last time I did was told usage was too low. No, I don't think. You might be using the wrong word. They're probably saying your activity is too low, right? Not your usage, but your activity is too low. Because it wouldn't make sense, right? You can get denied for a credit limit increase if you have a high usage, right? A high balance on your credit card. Like if you have a 50% balance or higher on your credit card and you request for a credit limit increase, most likely they'll deny you. You typically want to have less than a 30% balance, 30% usage on the card before you request for a credit limit increase to have a higher approval lot. How long did it take you to get to the 800 club? Because I'm stuck at 700. It took me a while. I'm not going to lie to you. It took me a while, okay? But now that I'm here, I've been able to help countless amount of people to get into 800 club way faster than it took me. The fastest I've helped people get into the 800 club is 30 days, 30 to 90 days. Why did it take me so long? Because I knew nothing about credit, right? I had a 530 credit score with 80,000 in collections. That's where I started, okay? So I've been there. I've been through that pain, okay? I'm not, I wasn't born with this. I wasn't born with a beautiful credit score. No, okay? I had a 530 credit score, 80,000 in collections. So I repaired my credit. I disputed and deleted 80,000 in collections. That jumped my score from the 500s to the 700s. Then I was like, oh, suckin' now. I'm on to something. I think I cracked the code, right? That's when I started investing more of my time and energy, learning more about credit. And, it took me like a year and a half after getting into the 700 club to figure out how to get into the 800 club, right? Now I'm in the high 800s, perfect 850 with TransUnion. But so because I went through that journey, right, started from the bottom, worked my way through it, worked myself out of it. Now I'm here. I know exactly how to get there, right, with the highest chance possible. And so that's why I love this, right? Credit literally changed my life, okay? And so that's why I'm here 5 days a week, going live, dedicating myself, to help change your life through credit. So I have the blueprint. I have the blueprint to help you to get into the 800 club. If you guys want the blueprint, absolutely. Okay, I would love to share it with you. You just let me know if you want it. Okay, comment the number 800. Comment the number 800, and I will show you the blueprint to get into the 800 club. I believe my third one has different name, my old last name. How can I fix it? Say I only have 2 kids, 2 credit score. You only have 2 credit scores? You need to speak with the credit bureaus. I only have 2 credit scores. Yeah, you need to talk with the third credit bureau. Sometimes they just need your information to be able to report your credit score, okay? Yeah, guys, comment the number 800 if you want me to show you the blueprint, how to get into the 800 club, like I helped get myself and many others into the club, right? So because I've basically, cracked the code how to repair credit, that's why I started a repair company, okay? 7 years ago, I've helped over 20,000 people with their credit profile, repairing their credit. Also because I'm in the 800 club, I figured out how to get there, and I want to share with as many people as possible too. So you let me know if you want it, okay? If you don't comment the number 800, you're telling me you don't want to know how to do it, and then we'll just talk about other things, okay? I only see like 5 people commenting 800 out of 200 of you, so majority vote wins, right? I have 1 credit card, score 801. Should I get another to increase score? Ooh, beautiful question. That's crazy. So you're those one-off situations. Now, do you have any other accounts reporting your credit? Do you have any auto loans or mortgage loans or personal loans or rent history? Or do you just only have 1 active account? That's a big difference, okay? But this is the thing. Even if you have a beautiful credit score, because your credit score is beautiful, it's phenomenal. I mean, you're the cream of the crop. You're at that 1% level, right, when it comes to your credit score. But if you only have 1 active account and it's the 1 credit card with an 801 score, you can still get denied for premium loans and credit. Why? Because your credit score just helps you get in the front door, okay? Your credit score only determines your interest rate and your down payment amount on these loan applications. But what the banks and lenders really look at is your credit history. So if you only have 1 active account, that means you have a thin credit profile. You have a short credit experience. You have very little credit experience. And because of that fact, see, so you have an auto and a mortgage. See, that makes a big difference. But for those of you, okay, that are in this situation, that can cause your score, you can get denied for premium loans like auto loans and mortgage loans or credit cards, okay, if you have a thin credit profile. So you need to beef it up, okay? In order to be in that 800 credit score range or even a solid 750 credit score range, you want to also have good credit history. So statistically speaking, you want to have at least 5 active accounts, 5 to 7 active accounts to get into the 800 club. All right, so let me show you guys. I'm seeing more people are commenting number 800. This is my blueprint right here, okay, to get into the 800 club. This is it. So I'm giving it to you right here, right now. Like you saw the scores that I have, I practice what I preach. I lead by example. 843, 851, or 850, and a 841 credit score, right? FICO credit score. So this is what helped me to get there, okay? This is what helped me to get there. If you guys want to take a screenshot of this, absolutely, 1,000%. You can take a screenshot. Just show me some love and support, okay? Help me, give me some likes. Tap that screen a million times. Help me get to, 7K likes. That way, I can share this more information and this credit knowledge to more people, right? I don't get paid by this platform, but the more help and likes and engagement you give me, the more this gets pushed out to more people so I can educate more people on credit. Does that sound fair? Okay, sounds fair to me, right? It took me years, right, to figure this out, and now that I figured this out, I'm giving it to you here and free, all on one page. You're not going to learn this. No high school is going to teach you this. No university, no Ivy League is going to teach you this. Not even if you're in real estate school or finance school, they're not going to teach you this stuff, okay? Move your head real quick. Show me some love real quick. Help me get to 7K. That's all I ask for. I'm not asking for Benjamins. I'm not asking for Lincolns. I'm not asking for Washingtons. Just let's help each other grow. I'm helping you grow with your credit. Help me share this knowledge with more people. Is that fair? I would say that's pretty fair. Thank you, thank you. All right, let me move my big head out the way. Okay, as I promised. Okay, so on the right side here, okay, these are the stats you want to hit in each category, each credit factor to get into the 800 club. 100% payment history, 1 to 5% credit usage, over 5 years of average credit age, not your oldest credit card age, but your average age between all your active accounts. 7 or more accounts, active accounts, credit mix 3, derogatory items, nada, zero, zilch. Okay, there's not a single person that I personally know that's in the 800 club that has one derogatory item. Okay, so this is it, guys. And then on the left side, this is showing how much these 5 factors impact your credit score. They all have a different weight factor. Okay, so payment history impacts your score by 35%, credit usage 30%, average age 15%, number of accounts 10%, credit mix 10%. Okay? Now, what do you think has, this is an open book question, okay? Please answer, because class is in session, okay? Every time I ask this question, people get it wrong. So I want to ask this group and see if you get it right. It's an open book question, okay? The answer is right behind me. What has the number one impact on your score, guys? What has the number one impact on your score? Is it payment history, credit usage, credit age? Tell me, okay? What do you think has the number one impact on your score? Credit utilization? No. Credit mix? No. Payment history? No. Open book question, guys and girls. It's an open book question. Derogatory, there we go. Derogatory, guys, I told you it's an open book question. I don't know why everyone gets it wrong. It's literally right here. This is not a hashtag, okay, for you Gen Zs and your millennials, okay? This is number one, okay? Number one. This has the number one impact on your score, okay? Collections, late payments, repos, charge-off, foreclosures, apartment eviction collections. That has the number one impact on your score. One of these can hold your score back 160 points, 166 points, 100 points, 80 points. Okay? One collection account, like for example, a charged off account, I can even show you. This person had a $18,000 charged off repo on their credit, and it dropped their score 166 points. Okay? That's huge. Now imagine if you remove that repo off your credit. It can help you gain 166 points, right? In fact, I helped remove that $18,000 repo off the person's credit, and their score jumped 169 points, and it took them to a 750 credit score just by removing one derogatory off their credit. Now, is that going to happen for everyone? No. But it does show you how much of an impact those negative items have on your credit. Crazy, right? Whew. Best way to remove derogatory marks. Absolutely. I'm happy to share that with you too. Okay. Let me show you what I was talking about really quick. Okay, so there was someone that came to me for help. Okay. They had an $18,000 charged off repo report to their credit with Exeter Finance. Some of you might be familiar with Exeter Finance. As soon as it reported their credit, it dropped their score 166 points. Now, if this person pays off this $18,000 charged off repo, their score would stay at a 579. It wouldn't change. Okay? So if your number one goal is to improve your score, one of the first few steps you should take first, in my opinion, is to dispute it and delete it off your credit, where this charged off or repo is no longer reporting your credit. That's what helps improve your score. Paying it off does not. Because what happens when you pay off this repo, okay, it'll show a $0 balance, but guess what? It's still reporting. If it's still reporting, it's still hurting your credit. And if you don't believe me, okay, comment me if that happened to you. You paid off a collection account, a repo, a charged off account. It's still reporting on your credit and your score didn't change. Comment me. Okay, maybe you don't believe me. Now, so this person, they didn't want to repair their credit themselves. They wanted me and my team to do the work for them. So we went ahead and did the work for them. And I'm going to show you guys how to do this too, okay? Just be patient with me, right? Let me finish my story. So we went ahead and did the work for them, okay? disputed and deleted this $18,000 repo, and look how much their score jumped. Their score jumped 169 points, and that took them to a 750. Okay? So if you guys want to know how to do this yourselves, okay, because absolutely, you can do this yourself if you want to, right? If you want to take that challenge, you can do that. Look, this is someone else. This is another example. This is someone that came into my repair program, okay, January 30th of this year. They came in with a 614, 529, 619, right? We sent the first round of disputes. Each round takes 35 days, so we got the results 35 days later, March 5th. And we deleted 5 derogatories off their credit. One of those was a repo, right? And then a couple of banks that were in collections. And that jumped their score 125 points, 126, and 214 points. Look, they went from a 529 to a 743. Woo, okay? Comment 3D if you want me to show you how we're disputing and deleting these derogatories, right? If you want to know how to dispute, delete your derogatories, comment 3D, and I will show you. All right? Because you don't need me, all right? If you want to do this yourself, if you're those go-getters, you're that action taker, and you want to do this yourself, absolutely, you can do it yourself, okay? And I'll show you the steps that we did, that we're doing for others that don't want to do it themselves, right? We're doing all the work. I've been doing this for the last 7 years. I worked on over 20,000 people's credit profiles, okay? That's the difference between you doing it yourself and me, my team doing it myself. Comment 3D is, I only saw like 5 people comment 3D, okay? I'll show you the 4 steps to get those highly effective results. What's the best credit card for a starter credit card? Capital One Quicksilver, discover it. 32D, whoa. That must be a typo. All right, ask and you shall receive, right here, guys. So these are the 4 steps that we're doing to get those highly effective results, right? Updating your personal info, freezing the secondaries, leveraging your consumer rights, FCRA, FDCPA, Telecommunications Act, Equal Credit Opportunity Act, finding that violation, adding it into your dispute letter. Don't copy and paste dispute letters and send it to the bureaus because you'll get denied whatever you're disputing, right? And always attach 3 forms of identification, proof of identification on your dispute letter. So a copy of your license, SSN card, proof of address. So this is no matter what, whether you're doing it yourself or having me and my team do it for you, okay? Now, if you want this, you want to take a screenshot of this, again, absolutely. I'm giving you this free game. All I ask in return for helping you with your credit journey is if you can show me some love and support, help me spread this to more people so we can educate more people, right? Because no high school, no university, no Ivy League, no trade school, no real estate school is going to share this information with you, and I'm giving it to you right here, right now, okay? So all I ask in return is if you can help me, okay, show me some love and support, you know, give me 15K likes, okay, tap that screen 1,000 times. I don't get paid by this platform. It just helps push this out to more people so I can help educate and you know, educate people with their credit journey. That's all I ask, okay? I'm helping you, help me out. Is that fair? Come on, okay? Don't be lazy. Come on, I'm not asking for Benjamins and Lincolns and Washingtons. I'm just asking for some support that I'm giving to you. I'm giving you this free credit sauce, okay? This is more than a 6-figure education right here. Is that worth it? Thank you, guys. Come on. I appreciate it. All right? And then I'll move my big head out the way. You can take all the screenshots you want. I can even explain this in more detail. Thank you. I appreciate the roses and the hearts, okay? Beautiful. Let me move my big head out the way. There we go. Take your screenshots. Let's go. I'm giving you 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3, go. Just kidding. Once you're good to go, let me know, okay? Just say, got it, thank you, you're the best. This is boring. Talk about something else. I got another question. Just let me know you're good to go. 5K in my bank, but 90K in positive credit. Let's go. That's beautiful. Got it. Thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate the love and support, guys and girls. Okay. Now, if all this looks like Chinese to you, even though it's written in English, then maybe it's better off that me and my team do the work for you, right? So we can do all the work for you if you don't want to do it or you don't want to learn how to do this, right? Because if you do this on your own, it's your first time. It could take you a year to do it or figure it out. Because even though I haven't written it down for you, you still have to go through reading the FCRA, FDCPA, all these things and figuring out how to do these steps, going through all the nuance, the trial and error, figuring out what's working, what's not working, how to counter, the credit bureau's responses for every round of dispute that you send, right? There's a lot more that go into it. So um, I'm not discouraging you, but I'm just letting you know the reality. Okay, so that's just the difference. You absolutely can do it yourself. If you ain't got the time to do that, it's like learning a whole new subject in school, right? If you don't like school, you don't like learning this stuff, it's going to be the same thing, right? So, and sometimes it's not even worth your time, right? I mean, if you're making 20 bucks an hour, whatever, it's not worth your time, right? Spend your time, make more money, and then let me and my team do what we do best, okay, for the last 7 years. That way you can keep doing what you do best, keep making that bread, right? So if that's you, you'd rather have me and my team do the work for you, please schedule a consult, okay? Answer our questions. How much? This is the thing, okay? A month ago, I this platform suspended my account. Okay, so this platform is really sensitive of what you can say. They really, they red flag you for a lot of things, and that's one of them. So it's not because I don't want to say it, it's because this platform condones it. And again, a month ago they suspended my account. So I hate when that happens. My workaround that is I offer free consults, okay? So if you click on my face up here at the top left, and then again at the bottom left, that just takes you back to my TikTok page. Click the link on my page, and that'll take you to my company site. So click the link on my page right here. That'll take you to my company page, Credit Allegiant, schedule the free consult, and then my team will text you, Ashton, Kath, and Raj. These are the three that help me with the free consults. They'll give you the details, okay? It's just a way for us to get off this platform where we don't have to worry about what we can and can't say. They'll give you the details. Basically, we have a 90-day guarantee. If we can't delete anything in the first 3 rounds, which is about 3 months, we'd be happy to give everything back if you wish to stop working with us. Does that sound fair? Okay, and then if you're on the live, I will give you an incentive if you actually want to enroll into the program, right? You'd rather have me and my team do the work for you. I'll give you an incentive. If everything sounds good to you, you feel comfortable and confident with me and my team, let's do it. Okay, if you don't feel comfortable and confident with my team, you don't have to do it. Okay, I showed you the steps on how to do it yourself. Either way, you need to take action. Okay, you need to take action to improve your score so that way you can go from denied to approved on that auto loan, that mortgage loan, that business loan, that funding. Okay, you might think credit's a scam. Okay, you might think that it's only for poor people. That I hear that a lot too. You could be right. But there's one thing you can't deny. This entire country is based off credit, right? Even the country borrows money from other countries. Isn't that crazy? So you can either hate the system and rebel against it, okay? Or take advantage of it so it doesn't take advantage of you. The choice is always yours, okay? I'm just a tool, use me and abuse me, but what you do with it is ultimately up to you, right? Best business credit card for new business. You can get a secured card, secured business card, right? Start with a secured business card, or you can use a company called Credit Strong. So Credit Strong is good to use on personal, but now they have business features that they can help build your business credit. So if you use Credit Strong for your business, you can add a $50,000 trade line. Okay, when that reports, that really helps with your application process too. Okay. Woo! All right, guys. I've been live for an hour straight. Didn't even get a chance to finish my espresso. Awesome. Thank you guys for signing up. Again, you'll get a text from my team when you schedule the consult. You should be on the lookout for a text from Ashton, Kath, and Raj. Those are the 3 that help me with the free consults. They'll give you the breakdown. If it sounds good to you, let's work together. If it doesn't sound good to you, we don't have to work together, okay? Did you say Credit Smart? Yeah, we use Smart Credit. Okay, so let me tell you some, a little bit about that, right? If you're in my repair program, we do use Smart Credit to monitor your credit and get your credit report. So we do use a third-party credit monitoring company. Why? Okay, that's a big question too, is because I don't own my own third-party company, third-party credit monitoring company. So we have to use a third-party company. Does that make sense? Okay. The other reason why we use Smart Credit is because it has a very comprehensive credit report. You want to get the best one out there. It's very comprehensive, and it integrates really well with our system. That's helping a lot of people get great results in disputing and deleting their derogatories, collections, repo, late pay, inquiry, foreclosures, charge-offs. Make sense? All right. Awesome. Awesome. Okay. What about IQ? We also do. We can work with Identity IQ. If you have Identity IQ, we can work with that. If you have Smart Credit, beautiful. That's what we mainly use now. But if you have Identity IQ, yeah, we can utilize that too. Foshizi. All right, guys. Thank you so much. I will see you tomorrow. Let's go.